Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. It is still your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on our platforms. Reach out to me for pricing. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing the big one. 42 millimeters, the upsized FP Journe Octa Divine Boutique Edition. And it is the Boutique Edition with the exclusive combination of black dial and rose gold case, first coined for the boutique-only offerings when that series launched in 2009. At 42 millimeters in rose gold, this is the larger of the two current Divine sizes. Historically, the Divine's been made in just about every case size Journe has ever offered, from 36 up to 42. This is recommended for larger wrists. So it's 42 in diameter, but still slim at 10.9 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, 50.9 millimeters, with a standard 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference. Now, I could wear this, but I do believe my wrist is the smallest that could successfully pull this off. You can see from over the top, the lugs are encroaching a bit at the edge of my wrist, but then you can see down the barrel, a better shot. They're not quite over. They're there, but they're not overhanging. It is a thin watch, thin, under 11 millimeters with a domed bezel. It'll slide underneath the cuff, so 16 centimeter circumference wrists and up. The watch features large rectangular scale alligator leather in matte black with a monotone stitch, a folded edge, and then on the bottom, small round scale alligator. This is something Journe's been doing for years. Gator on both sides creates a more expensive strap, but also one that lasts a lot longer, which is why it is used here. Definitely a watch deserving of the up option strap. Now, taking a quick look underneath, you can see no crimping, no gouging. This is an FP Journe factory strap in brand new condition. The watch features something that is not universal to Journe watches. This is also a step-up option. This is a folding clasp. With a combination of media blast and polish, this gives you a little bit more protection against dropping your watch while donning or removing at bedside. FP Journe, he invented and made it. The motto of the company, François-Paul Journe, creating a case that's been long running, as this is the case shape of the original 1999 Tourbillon Souverain, the first FP Journe Montre Journe watch. So we've got a combination of a domed bezel, a mirrored domed case back. It's really very much a symmetrical watch from front to back. And then the overlapping flange of the two defines the mid-case. Everything's polished. We have lugs that turn down almost 90 degrees from the horizontal of the case. They come to a point. They are integrated Calatrava and Portugueser style. We have Journe's signature double dimple unsigned knurled crown, the domed bezel, and then that gives way to a dial that features a chaptering outboard, a railroad track for the minutes. We have these radially arrayed Journe font numerals, and you can see how they actually wax and wane in size depending on the contour of the inner dial. And then we've got Journe's signature biomorphic tapered rose gold hands and this polished steel dial bezel, which you can see is actually beveled on its inner and outer flanks and then black polished with a mirror finish across the top, the same treatment lavished on the screws. The center dial is gold, but it's been blackened because this is the boutique edition. Well, it has a 120-hour note on the power reserve indicator. The fact is this Octa caliber 13.3 will run for 160 hours, but Journe wants you to wind it at 120 because that is the chronometric power reserve during which it will keep the best time. The outer dial is brass. The inner dial, again, is blackened gold. We have, let's move these hands out of the way, a scrolling seconds display, which is a signature of the Divine with some little lacquered shocks of red. Then we have a moon phase, and then we have a flush double-digit date alongside the power reserve indicator. Now, I have a quick set, so I can rapidly set the moon phase, and then I can also rapidly set the date. And note those discs are flush. That's always a feather in the cap of a double-digit grande date. Turning everything over, the watch is gold, the dial is gold, the movement is gold. The rotor is cut on a rose lathe to have a grand orge or barleycorn pattern. It also features high polish. So this is 22 karat gold. Then we have bridges and plates in 18 karat gold. So it's a solid gold movement in a gold watch. It's a heavy machine. It has that 120-hour chronometric, 160-hour absolute power reserve. It features a free sprung balance with a large wheel and high inertia. Free sprung, meaning it's both more shock resistant and capable of being adjusted much more precisely, with all of the timing adjustments done using these eccentric weights on the 4 spokes. You could see that the anchor and the escape wheel have been mirror polished. We also have mirror polishing on the bevels, black polished screw heads. You could see that the locating pegs, the steel locating pegs that are used to mount these bridges on the base plate, those have also been mirror polished on their top. We have engine turning in at least 2 sizes per lodge on the base plate and satination on the stud holder of the free sprung balance. We have 5 position adjustment, which is the standard for high horology and chronometer movements. And you could see that it features a rotor that is not quite centered. People always ask me, what's going on there? Well, the thing about the caliber 1300, this is the rose gold 1303 version, but caliber 1300 was always designed to drive complications. So something about the power takeoff that drives the complication on the dial side required the winding system to be offset on the case back. So that's why that's going on. And then you do have a 22 karat mass for the rotor, which is the gold standard, bump for rotors. As I've also seen 21, 18 karat, and even rose gold plated tungsten these days. Journe's still doing things the right way using 22. All this is 30 meters water resistant, so that's something to take into account. This is not an aquatic sports watch. Journe making dial, case, and movement in-house, giving you a tremendous amount of value, as it is a very tiny but vertically integrated manufacturer that makes all of its significant parts and does so within the constraints of less than 1,000 mechanical timepieces a year, so really a lot to love. You might ask, what makes the 1303 a 1303? Well, there have been a couple of running changes. The big ones have been the change from the brass movement to rose gold in 2004, and then probably around 2007, the change from bidirectional winding to a more efficient and effective unidirectional winding, which is what we have right here. This is the Octa Divine Boutique Edition in 42 millimeters. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.